Yanchuk Valerii Nikolaevich, born on the 1st of January 1980, serving with the 60th Brigade in the 1st Battalion and specifically in the 1st Company.
How did you end up in the RDUSU?
I was on my way to the cemetery to clean up my relatives' graves when the police and the military enlistment office were driving by together, stopped and asked for my documents. I didn't have my military ID, so they said, "Come with us, we'll get it made for you." And as a result, the next day I was already at the training center.
And the medical commission, did you go through it or not?
The medical commission was the same day under the supervision of a military officer. I had problems and still have problems with my joints. They hurt a lot. But no one paid any attention to that. I passed the medical commission, and that same evening they put me on a bus and took me to the training center in Chernihiv region. What was the training like? During training they taught us how to shoot, handle weapons, clean and disassemble them, medical training, camouflage techniques, and we also practiced walking and shooting on simulators. And
so actually, how long did your entire training period last?
50 days.
And did they teach you everything?
Well, in short, there were duties, kitchen shifts out of turn, standing guard at the barrier on the premises. How do you
think? Were those 50 days of training truly enough? Were you fully and properly prepared as a soldier? Oh,
no, I don't think so. After the training, when the intensive training session was finally over, people gradually started arriving at the designated location. Representatives from different brigades came to pick people up. A lot of brigades were asking.
Which brigades were there?
Well, from what I remember, there was the 3rd, the 60th, the 110th, the 92nd. A lot of them came. In the end, I was selected for the 60th Brigade.
And how did the selection process go?
I don't know. They had their own lists. They would put pluses and minuses next to names. No one told anyone anything. They just picked us and that was it. A bus arrived and that same day we were taken in the direction of Lyman.
So you ended up in the brigade. What happened next?
There were 30 of us on the bus. We got as far as the town of Sviatohirsk, I think. And then they split us into 2 distinct groups of 15 individuals and took us to Vasilka in several small buses. In the small town of Vasilka, they settled us into various private houses, often in the cold, damp basements, and everyone there was just anxiously waiting to be sent to the dangerous front line. They eventually took me out sometime after the 10th day of the month, a date I clearly remember, between Shandrihalovo and Selenaya Dolina, in the forest plantations.
The 10th of which of month?
June or July, the first month of summer.
This year?
Yes, indeed. This year the number is 25.
What was your task?
My specific task was to expand, to dig the dugout deeper. It was already built, but it needed to be finished properly. I diligently dug at that specific position for a considerable period, approximately 40 to 45 days. Then quite suddenly an urgent order came over the radio, instructing us for us to immediately get ready and prepare to move out. Well, according to their instructions, we were supposedly going out for a rotation or something along those lines, a much needed break, perhaps. In the end, the 2 of us were taken out. We were transferred to another position. The other guy who was with me was taken further on. I was supposed to follow him. I went out. A mortar attack started, and I was sent back to the position I had just left. There were also shellings and drones there. The bunker was bombed. The rest of the time we sat in the tunnel, not sticking our heads out. Then, towards the end, at that point there were 3 of them. One was killed, either when the bunker was bombed or later. There were 3 of us left. At the end, one was transferred to another position. and I was with a foreigner, a Brazilian.
Было трое, одного за 200.
The Brazilian and I were also taken to another position.
Мы остались втроем.
At that position, more of them had gathered. There were 4 of them and 3 of us.
На другую позицию.
Those 4 left that same evening.
Я был
And went away.
с бразильцем.
Then we received another order to move to a different position.
Позицию. Этой уже позиции.
During the day, under the drone, in the same way, everyone was transferred to positions under the drones.
Четверо в тот же вечер.
That is, they only gave directions over the radio about where and how to go.
Поступил приказ.
We were moving almost blindly.
Позицию.
They led us across the field
Под птичку. Ну, точно так же на эту позицию.
to another position. There were also 2 individuals present there who, at that particular time, were just beginning to excavate a dugout shelter.
Практически вслепую.
We stayed there until nightfall.
И через
And at night, we were also told to pack up and move to another
на
place.
другую позицию. Там было
Again, the Brazilians led us under the drone, zigzagging through the fields.
еще только начали.
They moved us to another position down below. I don't know which one. And my partner and I were also taken to the final position. They told us to dig in there as well, but nothing had been dug out yet.
Точно так же
It was night, we couldn't see anything, so we decided to wait until morning.
нас водили. Бразильца
We waited until the morning hours in the bushes,
Я не
kind of decided to try and get some sleep. I came to be there. I spent about 2 full weeks there without any food, without any water, constantly crawling around. I saw a lot of corpses.
Была ночь, ничего не видно. Мы
I rummaged through the trash, eating whatever I could find.
ждали до утра.
And then your dedicated and courageous guys eventually came by. The ones who were diligently searching for the wounded, those who had been injured and were in desperate need of immediate assistance.
Без еды, без воды.
They stumbled upon me and I surrendered.
Видел очень много
That's it.
трупов.
They took me and moved me further back to your rear
В
area.
мусоре копался.
And within 2 days, they pretty much brought me here. That's
А
all.
потом
And exactly how did they treat you there?
ваши
Very well and positively.
ребята, которые
That's it. They gave me medical assistance.
Superb at the highest level.
И
The attitude-
наткнулись на меня,
How was it?
сказал,
Very good. They fed me, gave me hot
они
tea,
меня
so there were absolutely no problems at all.
перевели.
Neither
Physically nor morally did anyone put any pressure on me.
2 дней я
Thank
не
God
знаю,
it all turned out this way.
физически сюда вывели. Вот и все.
It could have ended very, very badly indeed.
Очень хорошо.
And what truly terrible and horrifying things did you actually see there, being out in the vast, expansive forest field during your time spent in that environment?
People dying.
Очень хорошо.
Yes, it's very frightening.
Ну, то есть
Those shellings, bombings, that's a terrifying thing too.
физически, ни морально никто ничего не
Of the 30 brave people who initially came with me from the rigorous training, if even 10% of them are still left, that's truly good. As for the KIAs, the fallen soldiers, I personally saw them myself, and no one even considered or thought about taking their bodies out of that place. As for the wounded, if someone could walk on their own, maybe they were evacuated, but I personally didn't see any wounded. Sure.
They were actually taken out, you see?
Right?
30 человек, которые
Yes. And were there many?
Of them? Well, in the end they say like, we'll save you, we'll get you out. But it turns out he just sits at his position until the very end, until he gets killed.
Непосредственно я видел, как
Well, nobody wants to fight.
кто-то не думал даже забирать.
Nobody wants to fight, and there's no desire at all.
Он мог ходить.
Maybe some people did want to, but I didn't ask them.
Возможно, даже вы...
There were a significant number, even out of those original 30 individuals, right from the village of Novoselok, 3 distinct people actually ran away right in front of my very own
В
eyes.
итоге они говорят, типа...
From the command post?
Yes.
Тебя выведем.
And did you ever think about it?
В итоге, оказывается,
I did,
он
but there were no options.
сидит на позиции до
So
последнего.
how did they get away? Well,
Воевать никто
they
не
figured it out earlier. Someone came for them and took them away.
И желания никакого.
I didn't have that
Возможно, у
opportunity.
кого-то и было желание, но
In what
никто не
manner did
интересовался.
the leadership treat you, and what was your overall experience during your tenure?
Прямо непосредственно в Новоселке.
My impression, like we were just meat.
3 человека убежали.
You tell them, you say it's time to go home and switch out, but no, you just sit there, no one's going to replace you.
Были, но не было.
So there was no rotation.
Ну, то
There
есть,
wasn't. I almost tried.
ну, они-
All in all, I spent about 120 days at the positions.
за ними
How do you feel?
их забрали.
About the current,
government?
У меня такой возможности.
I feel negatively about both the previous and the current one
Has your standard of living changed? Has it gotten better?
Ну,
for certain people.
мое впечатление,
For whom?
ну, как бы, как
Well, for those who voted for this government.
рассказываешь,
On the one hand, it's not even that things got better, it actually got worse. I mean, just a little. They tightened the screws, and now, while the war is going on, it's getting even worse.
Пробовал
Now human rights are being restricted in every way.
120
Do you support the actions of the current government now?
дней.
No, I don't support them at all.
И кто что...
Right now, laws are being passed in the Verkhovna Rada that benefit them.
Поменялся у вас в лучшую сторону?
In other words, everything is for them
людей.
Для кого?
and for the
Ну,
people.
те, кто выбирал,
People are being squeezed in every way. What are they fighting for? I can't know what they're fighting for.
хуже стало. То есть,
I didn't want to fight and I still don't want to.
закрутили гайки.
Family.
А щас
Children.
когда война,
Yes,
то еще
I'm in my second marriage, my son is 9 years old. I don't keep in touch with my first marriage because our separation was very difficult.
Сейчас нынешний.
Only my middle brother is left.
Нет,
My mother, father and older brother have passed away.
принимаются
My
щас
middle brother was
законы,
born in 1975.
э,
When I had already come here, I found out that he was also mobilized by the TCC. And
И,
What did you do as a civilian?
а, людям
I initially worked at a tire factory as a vulcanizer,
во всем
a skilled laborer who processes rubber, and then
поздно.
after some time I moved on.
Я не хотел воевать. И не
I also
хочу.
worked on presses related to rubber, but then I got tired of rubber and switched to carpentry.
Сын.
I worked in carpentry, but how did I work
Не
there?
общаюсь, потому что
Illegally
очень
or how?
разошлись. Брат только
Illegally.
средний остался. Мать,
Illegally,
отец,
yes.
старший брат.
Back then and even now, they didn't really want to officially hire people,
Года рождения. Когда я уже
so they wouldn't have to pay
приехал
taxes for a
сюда, я
person.
узнал, что его тоже русифицировали.
And it was much, much easier that particular way,
Я
almost like a dedicated freelance worker for hire, you see.
на шинном заводе
I worked in carpentry and my last job was upholstering soft furniture. Do you want to exchange? That's a tough question.
Потом резина мне надоела,
Very.
перешел в столярку.
I would like to. I really want to be with my family.
Но в столярке
but-
уже работал как
Already,
нелегитимно или как.
I've already heard that if I were to go back, they would certainly send me right back to square one again.
Не очень
Uh,
хотели оформлять
And, well, so I only have one path.
за человека.
Minus 200,
И
probably.
проще было
From the very first day I arrived at the position, I've already been listed as missing in action. Hello to all my dear ones. I'm alive and well. I'm being held captive. Everything is fine with me.
Тяжелый вопрос.
Everyone treats me well, they feed me.
Хотел бы, я к семье хочу,
Don't worry.
но
Maybe we'll get in touch somehow.
уже
Love you, kisses, hugs.
дошла ко мне
Guys, don't go to
информация,
fight.
что если я попаду назад,
You don't need it, just like I didn't need
меня
it.
отправят снова на ноль.
It's better to send the TCC guys, let them
Ну, то
go.
есть у меня одна дорога,
That's all I can say.
минус 200, наверное. Я с первого дня, как зашел на позицию, уже числюсь без вести пропавшим. Всім привіт, мої рідненькі. Я живий і здоровий, знаходжусь в полоні, зі мною все добре. Нормально все відносяться до мене, кормлять. Не переживайте, може якось вийдемо на зв'язок. Люблю, цілую, обнімаю. Хлопці, не йдіть воювати. Воно вам не потрібно так само, як і мені не потрібно було. Краще відправляйте ТЦКшників, хай йдуть. Це все, що можу сказати.